Alrighty, hello my friends, hello, good evening, hope you are all doing well, hello, let's see who is here in the chat. Hello, First Indeed, Mick, Captain Mal, hello, Mr. Nihon Jam, hi, Gonin, hola, how's the meetup? Which meetup are we talking about? Shonies, hello, Ewan, hi, how's it going? LFK, Links, hello, Amarade with the 43, thank you and welcome back, thank you. R2MHD2, hello, doing well since Diego is streaming. Oh yeah, it's May the 4th. May the 4th be with you, everyone. Hope you guys had a good weekend. You guys are all doing well. Staying busy, staying healthy and all that. Staying cool, maybe warm, I don't know. It's, I think tomorrow's supposed to be a warmer day. But I guess it's just the weather's just been on and off, I think, I would say. Alright, let's get started, shall we? Golden week here, so on holiday. Oh, nice. Oh, very sweet. That's nice. Holiday sounds good. I could use a holiday, to be honest. That'll be great. Alright, so tonight we are building a an integral from JJW and Swagkeys. This is a climb build. And so it should be a fairly quick and simple build as far as the building itself is concerned. But I've never built one, so, and I've never seen one in person actually. So it is a new experience as far as the keyboard itself goes. But it should be a fun one. So let's check it out. See, I have a 1.2mm FR4 PCB and a 1.6 FR4 coreless PCB. I was told to use this one, so I'll be using the 1.6 tonight. I have bump-ons. Everyone needs a 1 week break per month. That'll be so nice. Would you rather have weekends off or work every day but get 1 week off? So hold on. So, well, So 30 days of the month, let's say on average, and you're saying work, let's say 22 or 3 days and then get 7 days full off versus oh yeah, sure, like 28 days, let's say, like, yeah, seven days of the week, so let's say like 28 days average, and you work 21 straight and then you take full 7 off. Ooh. I feel like obviously if you could choose when to do that, that'll be the ideal thing, but I feel like 21 straight days of work is much more likely to lead to burnout than having weekends off as normal, right? I think that's the problem. I think in the long term, in the long haul, doing this 20 days and like 1 full week off, like as much as the 1 week can be refreshing, you also don't get to catch up. Like you have to play catch up, right? Because like you didn't rest during that whole time. I think that actually would probably, you would pay the price for that. Much worse in the long run, I feel, than taking breaks in between. So I think my choice would still be having some days in between, even though they're shorter. Yeah. It also depends on the job, right? It's so job dependent. Like some of them are just too intense. So yeah, like working 20 straight days like that would be kind of bad. So yeah, I think it just, for us being humans, it would suck. All right, so 2 daughter boards. Don't need both. What's this? Gaskets. Okay, our PCB. I need weekend. I worked 7 days a week last week and I almost died. Yeah, so I agree. I think it'll be pretty rough. It'll definitely depend on the job. Some jobs are too demanding for 20 days of straight work. It's too rough. Oh, okay. Let's look at this. Ooh, what a nice color. Have a light ice blue colored integral in HHKB. It's a 60% board. Very nice. JJW designs some hella nice boards, man. Every time I see them, I'm like, they're pretty. They're very pretty. He really does design some really nice boards. What's the point of showing off such enticing products when there's never one to buy? I seriously never understood this business model. You have a limited run of 1 or 2 boards every few years. Not sure how this company even makes money, or is it just a hobby and keeping it exclusive is the only goal the creators are serving. Even brands like Rolex and Porsche, one of the most difficult ones to get allocation from, have a much better pathway to owning one compared to this raffle BS. What's this in response to? That's a good one. That's a good one. Let's see. So we have, oh, we do have screws here, and we do have screws here as well for closing the case. Oh, and here too. It's an interesting approach. Okay. I'm not gonna be using the board in the meantime. So I'm just gonna put the bump-ons on so I just don't forget them, and we'll just put it aside. What are medical intern schedules like? Medical interns have it rough. Medical interns definitely have it rough. These are gaskets. Thin gaskets, thick gaskets. Interesting. So I assume thick gaskets bottom, thin gaskets top sort of deal. Pretty neat. Okay. Elaine posting the red sting on Instagram. Oh, I have not seen those comments. Photos look very good though. I love those photos. It's such a nice red. Ooh, whoa, that's cool. Look at this PCB. It's translucent because it's coreless and it's like just done in a translucent, like no solid silk screening. Damn, that's cool. Yo, that's neat. I've only seen so many like translucent PCBs like this, but it's very rare to see them, I feel. Oh, that's cool, man. Coreless FR4. Like you can have coreless without it being translucent. It can be opaque and still coreless. It's just rare to have like coreless and translucent like this. I mean, you just don't see it often, you know? But pretty cool. Neat way to do it. Very, very attractive. It definitely leads to a little bit like softness from lacking the core part of it. But the thickness still contributes to a decent amount of kind of like sturdiness. Okay. That's cool. I think just to be cautious, I'm still gonna test it. So I'm gonna get my daughter board out of here and plug it in. Make sure it works. I'll give you the Google definition of this because it basically the core. So you know, PCBs are like silicon wafers, right? And you embed conductive material like copper layers, right, within them to create connections, right? And so basically, like for PCBs, you can think of it, it's a sandwich of layers of material. And the core in a PCB is what in electronics we call them like dielectric materials, right? But they're essentially like insulating material that provide structure to those layers. So when you have cores and no cores, you know, the difference is that you're missing you're missing that dielectric material. Yeah, so that's kind of the gist of it. It's basically like insulated structural material within those layers. That's kind of the layman's terms of this, but you know, it's just more complicated to explain everything. But yeah. All right, let's try plugging it in. So it uses a standard GST SH connector. SH, I think, yeah, SH. Okay. Let's see. Shows up on VIA, very nice. Let's see. Can I show VIA on the screen? It should show with this one, I think. Did it show? It shows. Okay. So split right and split backspace, obviously, because we're doing HKB today. So I'll do some layout changes real quick. Backspace. That will be left control. Left control. Oh, that's funny. Right when that will be our layer key MO1. Yeah, and then I don't know what that's mapped to, but I'm just gonna maybe clear it just in case. I'll add on. I'm gonna clear these. I don't think need those. Delete caps lock, and I'll do standard HHKB stuff. So up, left, right, down, and then home and page up and end and page down should be the basics. Good enough. Okay, and we can go to the key tester and test it real quick. Oh, I see it's on the screen here. Is that better positioned? Okay, that's better. Okay, let's test it. Okay. Okay. Okay, so I think it's working fine. I don't suspect any issues, honestly, but never a bad idea to test your PCBs before you start doing any builds. Also, if you happen to have a defective PCB and you already soldered to it, chances are you can't return it or replace it with whoever you purchased it from. Oh, I missed one. This one. Okay, there. Works. Missed this guy here. So it's 7 you fixed the PCB. And it looks like it's ANSI fixed as well. Okay. Testing is done. All right. What else is JJW still cooking up? I'm not sure. But every time they cook something, it's pretty nice. They are very good chefs, so to speak. They really do some nice boards. All right, let's get to build it up here. William, hello. Ice Water, hello. Recklicious, hello. Oh yes, I saw your DM, Reg. I will. I'll answer you at some point. But yeah. Nine, hello. How's it going? Kupo, hi. Alright, so Swagkeys. I'm gonna need 3 of these guys. And boom. Okay. Oops. Oh, dropped one. Where did it drop? Dropped one, dropped one. Drop one and it's clear. Okay, I have one more in my hand, so I'll just use it from here. I'll find it later. It's probably just next to me somewhere. I just can't see it. Let's see. Is that 7U? Justin works. Double the Justin. That's a nice blue anno. I agree. It's a very pretty color. It's a very, very nice color on it. Double the multiplier. Okay, that's a good reference. Double the multiplier. JJW does cool colors. Yeah, I think it's a nice approach. Like different color releases with different boards and whatnot. It's a nice approach. Okay. So Lube our stops here. Definitely some of my favorite anno colors in the hobby. Yeah, like the clay that he did for derivative was really good. That amphibian color was also really nice. Of course, there's some classics like blackout and like silver, obviously, right? But yeah, some great colors. He had champagne for integral. Oh, cool. Champagne's a nice color too. Champagne, I think, it can be hit or miss in my opinion. It's one of those like semi-neutral tones that like can be tricky. I mean, I think at this point we now have so many keycap sets out there that it's, I guess it's gotten easier to match stuff, or to like, you know, have stuff that goes well with it, but. I feel like back in the day when people would release champagne toned boards, it would be kind of hard to like make them look particularly good. Outside of using like high contrast sets, like, or like combinations, like, you know, putting like wob on it or something like that, you know. But I'm personally not a huge subscriber into the putting wob on light color boards type of deal. Like, it can look fine. I mean, it honestly looks okay. It's just not like the optimal choice, in my opinion. But that's just me. I know people really like putting like wob on gold, or like, yeah, like wob on champagne, or like other tones. That PCB is 1.6 mil. Yes, it is 1.6 millimeter thick. At least that's what the packaging says. And at least from the way it feels like a 1.6 millimeter PCB. Named after Timothée Champagné. Good one. Does JJW believe in the opera? And what is that? The ballet and the opera? Justin loves math. Ew. Whoa. Math is the language of the universe, my man. And so is music, but music can be math too, in a way. The newest purple was so good. On silver is pretty cool looking. Wob? Yeah, it works. It works. As I said, it's not that it doesn't work. It's just that I think it's just a not optimal set choice. It's a good crutch, I feel. It won't look bad. It won't look bad on most things. But yeah. What was your last key set buy? Man, I don't know. My last key set buy. Oh yeah. Olivetti. The DCS. Is it made of PC or like PEI? This is FR4. It's FR4. It's FR4. I like your glasses, dude. I kind of want some specs like that. Yeah, I actually did shop around for these when I was looking. When I was looking to replace my old glasses, just went to like a store, and we just like tried out different like frames. And huh? The Ray-Bans. Yeah, so these are Ray-Ban frames, but you know how like it's really expensive to get like you know, brand name frames and stuff. So what I did was I wrote down the frames, like the model, and then I looked it up on like third party stuff, like websites that just sell the frames alone. And then you take the frames, you know, you get your frames for a lot cheaper from not getting it through the, you know, optometrist or whatever, because you're gonna be paying Luxottica prices. And then you take your frames, go to your optometrist and say, I want to fit lenses to the frame. And, you know, and then obviously you do your eye exam and all that, and then you get them made, right? Yeah. So that's the strat. And that way also you can use your insurance if you have vision insurance. If you happen to have vision insurance, you know, you can apply your insurance on the lenses, not the frames. So yeah, and I know vision insurance is a hit or miss in general, and coverage is pretty bad. It depends on your prescription. So but that was the way to like sort of maximize on how much I can save from insurance and also not overpay for the frames. Yeah. Panels on silver. Panels on silver is actually a good combo. I actually really like panels on silver. Yeah. I think colorful sets like that do go well with silver. I think I did like Windbreaker on silver before too, and that looked pretty good too. Windbreaker on beige and Windbreaker on like silver looked pretty good before. Colorful sets like that do work on those boards quite well. Windbreaker on PC, I think that's probably one of the best choices for Windbreaker, I feel, right? Obviously, aside from maybe like a very vibrant, like a light purple or like a, even like a, you know, like a light blue type of deal with a Windbreaker can look pretty nice, right? But yeah, I think, yeah, like fun and bright, colorful sets do look good on the bright neutral colors really well. PC is... like clear frosted PC is it's kind of a cheat code as well for some of the colorful stuff. So it's a nice base to highlight the set. Just got here. Is this keyword collaboration? So the release was a collaboration. This is just a client build, kill switch. It released a while back. It was like an in-stock drop, if I recall correctly, from Swagkeys, and JJW designed the board. So it was like a Swagkeys only vendored board called the Integral. It's a 60%. Yeah, it was like a while back, so like you can find it on the market. I've never built one, so this is my first time seeing it in person. Who's grabbing a Greg? Greg is nice. You should get it. I already have Greg, but from the first round. But support Greg. Greg is a fun set. I think, you know, it had a very cool idea when it was conceived, and I don't know. I'm kind of glad it took off, because I mean, obviously supporting my friends and all that aside, who you know designed the set. I think Greg is just like a fun set, but I mean, it definitely takes a little bit of courage to really hop onto it, the Greg boat. But I support Greg. Yeah, I have a set, so I caved for GMK camping. Oh, is this from the sale? They had a clearance sale, right? Really good deals on those, actually. GMK camping is a classic in my opinion. Both burgundy and the green, the original green base kits, are fantastic. It's such a nice color on the green in my opinion. And also, the color on the alphas for camping also look really nice. Like a nice cream, sort of like warm toned color that's not quite beige or like white. So it's a nice color on camping. Pretty underrated set now, I think. I mean, it's had its round, so I guess I guess if you have multiple rounds of a key set, you can't really call it underrated. But it's one of those sets that I feel like maybe don't get as much attention these days. But it's when it came out, I know it was pretty popular in SA and then in GMK. Was it only in HKB? No, I think it had all the tops for it. What's this? Phillips. Hello, happy Monday. Thank God it's almost over. Thank God Monday's almost over. Well, I'm happy for you. I did have a pretty productive day actually. But yeah. I hope it was not a bad Monday for you, but oops, just dropped that stab just now. Finals week in 2 weeks. I don't miss that. I did a lot of years of school, so I don't miss finals week. I certainly don't. Do you have GMK Burgundy, Diego? I do. I do have GMK Burgundy. It's actually one of the early sets I bought back when I joined the hobby. Burgundy R1. Forget who vendor did back then, actually. I can check. GMK Burgundy. Oh, it was actually a direct group buy from Coco Bray. Coco Bray on Keycaps. So I actually got in on the group buy through Keycaps. So I guess it was like a PayPal invoice or something. Yeah. Popular in Korea, I think, camping. Yeah, it's one of the. It's kind of a classic. It came out in like 2016, 17 in SA first, and then King ST I think ran it in GMK. I think the first round of camping was like. I think it was through Kono Store back in like. I'm gonna say late 17, early 18, something like that. It's a while back, but it's a pretty old set. It wasn't too bad, just way too busy. A lot of unexpected things came up. Okay, busy. I'll give you that. It was pretty busy for me today too, at least for some paperwork. But well, I hope it's I'm glad it's over, and I hope it's not too bad for the rest of the week. I think it's much better to have a front loaded week, right? Like I would rather have a much worse Monday and then have an easier time as the week goes on than have nothing to do on Monday and then suddenly like Thursday, Friday it's like chaotic. Like I feel like that's either bad planning or just like it just kind of happens, right? It's just business as usual, but like I think it sucks more to lead into the weekend with a bunch of stuff to worry about. So yeah. Elquan, hello. Thanks for the 17 months. Welcome back. Thank you. Okay. Okay, got my stabs on. Alright, got our switches over here. Got some MX Blacks. I think these are lube with 205. Got some 62 gram TX springs and some Swagkeys films. Very nice. Let's test them out. Nice 5-pin. I think these are probably MX2As. This PCB is cool. You are cooler. But the PCB is cool. Night steps are so nice. Very easy to tune and just sound very nice. Good. All right, let us now put our switches. Should be pretty quick. Okay. Ouch. What's the red board? Exclamation keyboard for the red board. It's called a BNE 80, run by, I guess it was technically a private buy type of deal. Small kind of buy. By Mr. Tomu, designer of the Nunu, the Alice layout board. But it's basically an O-ring mount board based on the Hing Hing Hong Hing Salamander TKL, which was a top mount board actually, but it had a very specific aesthetic with the weight and whatnot. So it just kind of assimilates that aesthetic, but it was done in O-ring mount. Kind of inspired by that though, look wise. Diego, do you have some favorite 1800 boards? I'm on the hunt for a good board in that layout. So I think a quick, easy one to name is a classic Cherry G80 1800. You don't have to get the actual board. You can just get the case and get a PCB separate for it and just do a PCB only, no plate required, but PCB only in the plastic case, in the original Cherry plastic case. I personally think it's really underrated and honestly can be a really nice sounding build because of the big plastic case gives a nice kind of like this roomy sound, and not to mention it's PCB only, so it's very soft to type on. It's pretty nice. Super underrated, but I think that's a cheap and easy way to have a nice 1800 in my opinion. Another way to go about it is, I mean there's like TKC 1800s out there. Basically they're painted or versions of the same case, of the same Cherry cases, repurposed for, you know, custom building. But there's those. Then for boards out there, one of the classic boards from back when that I really liked, aesthetically speaking, is the TX 1800. Whether it's the V1 or the V2, they both look pretty similar, but they are they're nice heavy boards from TX keyboards back in the day that also sound pretty good. And well, not actually, well, Sound pretty good is quite subjective, but I think personally they look very nice, and they still preserve the classic 1800 layout. I actually prefer a classic 1800 look with the, so I guess I can show you a picture. But basically, so the Cherry 1800, okay, would this be a, okay, this is opened image. Oh wait, no, not this one. So I guess this might be a like a TKC 1800 maybe. Let me put it on the screen here. So that's like a painted Cherry case, but this layout with a slightly bigger gap in between the F row and the numpad, I think looks nicer than if you look at TX 1800. Oh wait, is that a Marco Chan has some photos. But if you look at this, right, it preserves that layout. So I personally think the TX 1800 looks really nice. The CP, so the compact versions of the 1800, basically contrast a bit of that space. I personally prefer regular 1800 over CP. That's why I like the TX 1800. But if you're looking for other 1800s out there, I'm pretty sure there's quite a few. There's like Jur 1800. There's like, I think like the Athena, right, from the KVD fans, that was a pretty nice board actually. That's like 1800 style, I think, right? There's boards like that I would recommend. Let's see, 1800 boards. What else? What else is there? 1800 board. Like, I need to remember the names. The Canon Keys one actually was not bad. It was that the not the Devastating. Which one was it? Brutal? Was it the Brutal 1800? The V2? I think that was also pretty nice too. What else is there? There's like FRL ones if you are into that. There's like Southpaw ones, like the SPV one from Bisaromi. It's kind of unique if you like that. But that's Southpaw, so it might not be the same. Cypher actually is another board that I really like. Keyboard. So the Cypher FRL compact. So actually that would be an FRL, but it's pretty nice. AKB also had the Petrichor, which is also FRL, which is also really good. Yeah. Get a Dolch pack? You could do that too. I mean, Dolch pack is the same thing. You can get a Dolch pack case, or like just a Dolch pack, and then you can rebuild it with your own switches and PCB as well. Or you can just, you know, rebuild into the same one, but I personally prefer just using a custom PCB so you can actually program it and stuff. Okay, let's get to soldering. Okay. Austin, oh yes, thank you. Drift Mechanics, right? Drift Mechanics Austins. I've built a good number of those, and they are pretty lovely boards. I do like the Austin quite a bit too. Yes. Thank you for the reminder. 1800 boards actually are kind of more far in between than other layouts, I think. I definitely don't encounter them nearly as much. There was a time when people would say like, oh, finally we have more full-size boards, but they would be talking about 1800 boards. And then after that, for, you know, like in the past 2 years, we have had a lot more actual full-size boards, like 104 and 108 style boards, which have the, you know, TKL plus numpad, essentially like their normal standard full-size, with or without the top 4 cluster. But we have had a lot more of these standard full-size boards in the past couple of years than we have ever had really in any other part of the hobby. I guess like time-wise. But I do remember there was a time when people would say full-size and they would refer to 1800. So because, you know, number of keys-wise, it's pretty close. You have a numpad, you have a nav cluster. Yeah. Okay, let's solder this bad boy up. I'm gonna move this case to the side for a second. And waiting for SAR. Oh, I don't know when that's gonna happen. Hasn't Salvin held the SAR manufacturing material for like a long time? But these boards, who knows when we'll see them realized. I guess whenever Event Horizon ends, perhaps. If I don't know when that will be. But I honestly don't know anything about Salvin's projects nowadays. It's quite unfortunate. All right, let's get to it. This integral made me realize I haven't built any new keyboards in a year. So it goes. So it goes. All right, I'm gonna turn on this fan, so a little fan noise. Apologies. Actually, let me solder the ones that have a what the. Kind of a twisty switch portion. Okay, that's good. There haven't been really nice board drops lately. IMO, a lot of budget stuff. I mean, there, you know, undeniably there has been a big kind of race to the bottom over the, I don't know, past, what we'll say, like 4 years, 3 years maybe. We've really seen a pretty big, like, who can make the most high quality and at the same time budget friendly kind of board. So I think in general it's a good thing because the price point just in overall has decreased and there's so many boards out there. But I don't know. I mean, I think it's a very subjective thing. Some people define high quality as differently. Like, cost is not a representation of quality. That's the reality. And so I personally, you know, no longer really think that it has to be expensive to be nice. There's a lot of nice boards now. I think it depends on what kind of boxes you need ticked. Like, what do you define as premium? Is it the brand name? Is it an exclusive raffle? Going back to that copy pasta from earlier. Is it the limited nature of it? Like, does it need to be 50 or 100 units or whatever in the world and you need to have one of those? Does it need to be tick all the classic boxes of it needs to be silver, black, or gray, and top mount only when keyless, and produced by a 10-year tenured keyboard designer from South Korea, or does it need to be the new golden age Malaysian designers with premium branding, and a slew of works that define their career, their very successful career in the keyboard space. What is it? Like, I think it's hard to define this now. There really are so many keyboards now out there, and there really are very, very nice boards out there at a pretty affordable price. So it's, yeah, I don't know. I think at the end of the day, whichever board it is, however much it costs, that ticks the boxes that you want, in terms of features is the right one for you, and I don't think cost is gonna be necessarily reflecting the quality. So it needs to be unaffordable. When is the Stinga 60 built? I have no clue. I have no clue. I don't know anything about the Stinga myself other than what the public knows. So I don't know anything. I promise. I am 100% transparent on this. As soon as I know anything, or if I hear even from Elaine, I will let you guys know. But in the meantime, I know nothing. That numpad NPR was the only pickup so far this year. Oh, that one looked pretty fun. That's the one by the designer of the plaquette board, right? That one was a fun one. The French designer. I thought the Hope TKL was really nice. Yeah, Hope TKL was nice. I mean, I think so. And it, you know, that one commanded a price tag for the smaller, you know, relatively smaller batch manufacturing nature. Not to mention also using a manufacturer that is known to charge pretty high prices for manufacturing. And so, yeah, it's a combination of factors now. Not to mention, obviously, you know, vendored by, you know, I guess there are several vendors, but you know, for you know, for purchasers from, you know, outside of China, like, you still gotta like import and ship and all that factors into the price. So, oh, what's this? Got a raid? Oh shit, Alex with the raid. Hello, thank you, raiders, and welcome. Top mount wiggle tickle design in Texas. The customs. There's an HE rebuilt with Dynacaps, which are cool, by the way. I've heard different things about Dynacap now. Like, now that they're out, people are like, oh, it's too scratchy, not smooth. Some people are like, go Metakeebs. Some people really like Dynacap. I think Dynacap has had such a big impact, though, in the world of EC, nonetheless, because of the design of the sliders and just kind of enabling like the whole no interference thing and all that kind of stuff. I think that's really cool. As far as like smoothness and performance of the sliders themselves, I think that just it varies with the manufacturing itself. So LZ was a secret designer of TX boards. Yes, that's correct. Alright, let me just go down in the... So we're just talking about flex. Yeah. Oh, Kiwi. You guys hear that? Oh, maybe it's too loud. Oh, he's being quiet now. Cost is definitely not equal to quality. Budget I am always just built for the general public, not niche. So many Matrix at home drops. There definitely is that trend for sure, especially from a lot of the producers in China. Also, hello Drew. Hello. Jur, you came from the raid as well. Dirty Dishes, hello. OQQM, Links. Oh, Links, you're here. My only issue with Dynacap is that it's out of stock for Bauer Light. Ah, ooh. Converted Bauer Light EC must be pretty nice, because plastic case, I think, would sound pretty good with Topre. Oh. Okay, 1 second. I got this for Kiwi, but let's finish up soldering first. I don't want to make a dangerous environment for Kiwi here. So I'm going to finish soldering real quick, and then we can feed Kiwi his favorite, and then we can try the board out, yeah? Just want to clear the soldering out. And we can move forward. Alrighty. Hey, Sophie. Hello. Hi, Sophie. How are you? Haven't seen soldering for a long time. Oh, that's not good. Soldering is so central to custom boards. But I guess there is a lot of hot swap now. Hi. To go through. Okay, one sec. One sec, guys. Got a request here. Okay. Yeah. I'll be right back. I'm gonna bring Kiwi, okay? Give me one sec. Also, Kiwi, come here. Kiwi, come here. Come here. Come on. Yeah. Good boy. Good boy. Okay. Kiwi. 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 Hello. Kiwi. Hi. Oh. Okay, let me see. Does this? I have such a messy desk right now, but I'll show you anyway. Does this work? Oh, it's a little. Hold on. Let me adjust it for a sec here. Okay. Does this work? Oh, there we go. There. Good boy. Oh, the timing. Okay. I'll wait. I can wait. Okay, Kiwi. You want a snack? Let's go. Okay. Oh. Hey, I asked Alex before the raid, but do you have any experience with Yuzu or Goblin tech keys for custom keycaps? I only know people who have ordered from them, but I personally have not ordered. I did build a board for someone who had ordered a custom set and they were happy with the quality. But to be honest, you are better off checking on Reddit for like the r/mechanical keyboards Reddit for accounts of like how people experience you know, working with Yuzu or the Goblin tech keys. But I personally haven't worked directly with them. Yeah. All right. Kiwi, high five. Good boy. Other paw. Good boy. Shake. Oh, look at him. Shake. Good boy. Did I miss the sound test? You are experiencing Kiwi's sound test of eating churro. He's a good boy. Yeah. He loves churro. When one day Inaba will sponsor us for Kiwi. Or maybe a Chewy sponsorship is fine too. Good boy. High five. You want to do it one more time or nah? Oh, good. High five. Good. Shake, shake. Oh, good boy. Shake, shake. Good boy. Okay, okay, okay. We're almost done. He was asking for a snack, so gotta give the boy a good snacky. Finish it up. Thank you. Good boy. Manic raid. Oh, hello Manic. How are you? We're feeding my cat, our cat Kiwi, a little snacky. He just finished. No thoughts, just treat. Yeah. Yum 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 yum. Oh. Both of our brain cells have the same feeding time. Coincidence? I think not. Gotta run though. Have a great rest of the stream. Okay. Thanks for the raid. And welcome, raiders. Eisenheim, how are you? Alright. I'm gonna go wash my hands real quick. And... oh, he's leaving. Bye, Kiwi. Okay. That cat has more brain cells than me and my cats combined. He's definitely a very good boy. Like, very grateful for him that he's so good. Okay, I'll be right back. Just gonna toss this out. Yeah. Nice catch. Nice throw. Okay, I'm back. All right. What's Kiwi's food of choice? He has oh my god, what is it called? Well, I mean, he loves chicken, yeah, chimkin. But what's this, like, wet food? It's the it's called Wellness Core, that's right. I just remembered. I have a few boxes of it here. He gets Wellness Core and crunchy dry food. But if he had to pick a type of meat, he really loves chicken. Like boiled chicken. No flavors, just chicken. Do you have any recommended vendors for aesthetic cables that you had experience with? Oh man, that's actually kind of a trick question for me now, because the cables that I use were all made by people who are no longer really active. But let me go through. Is Cable Mod still active for cables? They have cables that I've used for keyboards. Actually, they don't have that many now. But they have cables that I've used from them that worked pretty well. You know, I can't recommend the ones that I've gotten my cables from because they are no longer active. Does Dispatch still make cables like GRN? I haven't seen Geo active, but he makes some nice cables. He ships from Canada. The Dispatch team honestly has been great to work with. but yeah, I haven't really heard much from Geo in a bit. But yeah, Dispatch Cables is another shop that I used to work with, or at least you know, used to correspond with a lot more. I haven't really heard too much news from Geo, who used to stream before. So I'm not 100% sure. Let me see. Does Alex have any list of vendors? I mean, the list of vendors has any good cable recs that I've worked with? Let me check. Filter by parts, cables. Wiredin. I haven't gotten anything from Wiredin. Canonkeys. I mean, Canonkeys might have some cables too that they stock. I work with Canonkeys on a regular basis. They've always been great. I haven't worked with Peeps and Cables from Australia before, but I know they're pretty active right now in the hobby. There's not many dedicated cable vendors anymore that I can recommend, honestly, because I just haven't worked with them as much. Space Cables Trust? I can't say that. No. No. I myself had my trust betrayed, sadly, so yeah, can't say anything about Space Cables anymore. Alright, let's get to putting this together. I still have Pexon cables for my RF. Sadly, James is not doing cables anymore. Yeah, I know. Pexon, man, that's an old name for sure. Alrighty. So, I have never built the integral before. So let's find out what it's like. Geo is the owner. He also streams occasionally. Have you seen him live anytime recently, Conan? Because I actually have not. It's been a long time since I've seen Geo live for anything. Oh yeah. Yeah, Novelties does have some nice cables in their classic TKL kits. I really like those rubberized cables that they have with the kit. Super clean. But yeah, I don't think they have those separately. Alright. I haven't received a notification of him going live since a very long time. And that's such a shame. I think he's just IRL busy. He's just been, I know that he is a very busy person as far as like his line of work. I actually met him once here in New York City when he was visiting for work related travel. Super nice guy, super pleasant, but I know that he's super busy too. So but yeah, I'm assuming that's what's really kept him just locked up schedule wise. I would suggest reaching out to Dispatch Cables and see if they respond first before placing any orders or anything like that. I think that would be the easiest way. Yeah, that way you don't like actually pay for anything for now and kind of like play it by ear. I think they do in white, yellow. Okay, so they do have some cables. Okay, that's nice. Okay, let's put our daughter board in. Reyes, Luo, hello. How are you? Good call on reaching out first. Yeah, I think an email or a contact form is the quick and easy way of just kind of gauging if they'll respond, and if they do, then awesome. But Dispatch does make some quality cables in my opinion. And just aesthetically they look great, and they can also do custom, so yeah. But yeah, Geo is a sweetheart and all, but I think he's just been busy, so hit him up, see how it goes. Okay, all right, so from the looks of it, the integral here is simply built with gaskets. I'm just gonna double check if I'm missing anything. Description. Yep, poron gaskets. Okay. Playlist structure combined with a stable poron gasket system. All right, great. So simple. So we have some thicker gaskets and some thinner gaskets. Thicker gaskets go in the bottom case, thinner gaskets go in the top case. So we'll go ahead and install the thicker gaskets first. I prefer using some tweezers to help. Maybe just some flat-ended tweezers will do the job. Okay, so let's okay. So we got 8 gaskets on the bottom, 8 gaskets on the top. Yep. How about recommendations on artisan keys? Oh boy, that's a rabbit hole that are you sure you want to get into? I personally say run if you can. But it is a rabbit hole. That said, it's all a personal journey at the end of the day. So it depends on whether you see them as novelties or little miniature pieces of art. People see it differently. Everyone has their own perspective on it. I just go 0 to 100 in all my hobbies. Oh, you're in for a bad time, my friend. I will recommend you run, but if you really want to take that advice, or rather you would rather not heed the advice, I think there's 2 places you can start. There's 2 websites that I personally always recommend people to check. The first website is called artisancollector.com. Artisancollector.com. That is a website that is hosted by my friend, collector and friend, Mr. Armendez, who is active in the keyboard community for many different reasons. Very big collector of artisan keycaps, and also a good friend of the community, and frankly, someone who has been super resourceful over the years, and made this website basically to guide new people into introducing them to artisans. So I would say artisancollector.com is one place to start, just kind of read up a little bit about it. And then the second place I personally recommend people to go to find out about makers that they might like and sculpts, because there's different sculpts, right? Different colorways, all these things. The other place, and that's kind of like the archive and of all, like a compendium of all the existing makers out there, or a lot of them rather, is Keycap-Archivist. Keycap-Archivist. It's basically a kind of like a central for essentially volunteer or maker hosted documents that have basically are a like an archive. Like they basically collect all the information of like stuff that has been made, and you know, it's like an easy one place to find kind of website where you can find about all kinds of makers. Some obviously just, you know, go in with the, you know, knowing that there are going to be makers that are you know, most makers in the artisan keyboard or artisan keycap, you know, hobby, essentially part of the hobby, don't always have keycaps in stock. They will sell limited number of them through raffles. So you basically enter a, like, typically it's like a Google form or like a form of some sort where you enter your username and your information and you get a chance to win. You don't pay anything until you get an invoice. Essentially, if you get selected, then you win and you pay an invoice, and then they ship you your keycap at a, you know, whatever time you agreed to get it, which is usually, it depends. Some makers will make keycaps before they actually conduct a raffle, so they'll ship right away. But I would say, honestly, the majority of makers do ship anywhere from, you know, weeks to longer, sometimes of the raffle. So it can vary. But if you want, and then if you want secondhand market stuff, there's like a slew of discords, but I would say Mech Market and Artisan Trading are the two places that people usually will go to for artisan keycaps to talk about and post photos, post want to buy, want to sell, things like that. So yeah, there's a lot of information already. So, but I would suggest start from those two websites and go from there. What's the Discord? I don't have IG. Okay, I can introduce you. So, can someone actually, if someone is in the servers and you want to link them, you can do that. But I'll send the invite in the chat maybe. This is Artisan Trading. That's Artisan Trading. Yeah. And then Mech Market is the unofficial Mech Market server for keyboard community stuff. Dangerous information, yes. I will say that it is dangerous information indeed. Good luck, but also I say reading and learning about the community will do you a lot of favors. I would say, you know, as much as you want to go 0 to 100, personally suggest you to learn about the community, how it interacts with people. There's many things. There's like kind of like unspoken rules in some ways. Like it is frowned upon to put your keycaps for trade if you just won them but you haven't gotten them, you know, for example. Some people do, some people don't. Obviously it's frowned upon if you flip your caps, you know. It's the artisan keycap market is not quite as, like, you know, there's not like, it's not like this market like, you know, like trading cards or like other like bigger hobbies or more developed hobbies where there's like a much more like established kind of system for pricing and market and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it still is a market. It still is like a free market, right? And people will price depending on what demand looks like. But you know, generally speaking, it's still a pretty community centric and individual to individual basis, a little bit of honor system, sort of community and sort of like place. And so, you know, if you're gonna get into artisans, like I highly suggest just learning about how people interact and how things work. Like trading is basically an honor system. You basically send, you share addresses and you basically send each other stuff, right? So yeah. And yes, yeah, Ugubi is touching on that too, but yeah, there's a difference between 3D printed or 3D designed sculpts versus hand sculpted and hand like resin cast. So that's the big, I would say, distinction. I would say in artisans, like there's stuff that can be manufactured and repeatably so, and stuff that can't be easily. But yeah, anyway, it's a whole rabbit hole. So good luck. But also, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. So sorry. I might have spelled your financial and just every kind of ruin, but yeah, good luck. Okay. So now gaskets are done. So now let's plug this in and position it here. I wish I never got into artisans. A lot of people will say this. Watch what, just watch out. Just watch out. It piles up fast. So, word of advice. Don't speed run it. I mean, if you do, try to be responsible. Know your limits. Don't force it. Also, money doesn't really do everything in this kind of community either. So, it is a bit of like, you make friends and you learn about makers and you learn about the craft and you interact with the community, and there's a lot of fun in that too. And so, yeah. Hopefully, you'll get to enjoy that part of it too. Just take it easy, take it slow. But do not say I didn't warn you. If you blame me, you can't blame me for this. I just provided the info, but I warned you already. So you cannot blame me for this, okay? I'm not responsible for whatever happens from here on. Not responsible. I have a rule for artisans. Only buy an artisan if you're going to use it on your keyboard. Good rule. And it color matches your keyboard and keycap set. Also great rule. Only 1 or 3 to 6 artisans per board. Good rule. Yeah, limiting yourself, good idea. In any form. Being picky is your best, if you're going to get into it anyway, if you can afford to be picky, very good thing. Very good thing. Now, picky does not mean expensive taste. Picky doesn't mean getting the one thing that you can't get, trying to, and then throwing yourself out there and making poor choices. Being impulsive or making enemies and not friends. Or being annoying. Or, unfriendly. Obviously there's a lot of that in every hobby. But, yeah. Is the stream dropping frames? Oh, am I? I think it's fine right now. I'm not dropping frames at the moment. At least as far as I can tell on my side. Oh, now that the gasket's on, I can feel a little bit of compression for sure. So I can tell that the case closed so easily earlier, but now it's like you can tell that as I put the screws on, there's a bit of compression. Just expect it for these poron gasket ones, and a decent amount of compression can be pretty nice. So okay, gonna clean this up a little bit. Does this have a plastic thingy on it? I think it might. I'll just leave it. I think it does have a... Oh yeah, it does have a little plastic cover. I'll leave it alone. I'll let the owner of the board take care of that themselves, if they want to. Alright, look at that. Very reflective. How sweaty can your hands get when compressing the cases to screw in? Not too much, I guess. Oh, so much fur here from Kiwi earlier. Fede, hola hermano, ¿cómo estás? Te llamaron feo, güey. Wow. Sorry, just being Being a clown over here. All right, what keycap set shall we put on this, my friends? Anything goes. If you have suggestions, feel free to put them in the chat. Oh, that's an intentional gap. Wait, is that an intentional gap? Hold on. Did I? Oh yeah, that's right. That is how it is. Wow. Interesting board. Or is it? Hold on. Is this gap? Hold on. I think I might have not compressed this properly. I'm gonna double check this, okay? I think I should have done this differently. I think the compression's uneven. I think I might have. So it's always easier to unscrew and screw in your stuff if you like put the cases together first, and then you unscrew. So I'm gonna actually take the screws off first here. So these came out nicely, but I think I did not tighten these guys well. I'm gonna actually take them off first because I think I messed up the compression. Shoko, Striker, both good ideas. Wob. You guys with the wob. Fine. I can put wob on it if you want. I'll put it in the poll. Give me a minute. I'll make a poll for the chat, okay? Okay. So I did not look at the case as carefully earlier. I just want to see how it looks when the PCB is not in there, and what the compression looks like, or what the case looks like closed. So the case fully closed. Okay, that gap goes away. So there shouldn't be a gap. Okay, all right. But that's a lot of gasket compression here. Okay, so I'm expecting a lot of compression, is what we're saying, right? That's a lot of compression on those gaskets. Okay, all right. Fair. Mis hermanas me llamaban feo para darme chiste. Ah, I see. Okay. So now I know I need to be a bit more aggressive with the compressing here. Actually, easier way to keep these screws in is to put the screws in first onto the. Oh, are these threaded? Oh, they are threaded. Oh, these are threaded themselves. Okay, all right. I can't. So I'll just put them in like this, line them up. Okay. So let's see how much I can. Okay, I need to line these up, and then let's see how much I can compress with just my hands. Quite a bit, actually. Okay, it does compress all the way. Okay, so I need to tighten these all the way before I screw them on. Alright. I can't tell if the case is silver or light blue. It's light blue. It is an ice blue color. It's a very light blue. Okay, so I'm just gonna put the screws just enough for them to thread in to the case, right? No compression involved, just to keep them in place. And then we will compress and screw in. Need extra hands? That would be nice. Okay. So maybe I'll start with this end here. Okay, on the opposite corner. So
clearly some blockage there. Actually, not, don't tighten too much, but clearly here. That's a lot of compressing. Okay. Is this supposed to compress all the way? That's a lot of compression. Am I supposed to use all the gaskets? Is the real question. I think that's my question now. I'm gonna check the pictures real quick. Just wondering. Yeah, that is pretty damn compressed. Hmm. 1.2 millimeter FR4. Okay, hold on. Maybe because am I using the wrong? Am I sure the PCB cable isn't in the way? Yeah, it's not in the way. I mean, it's like sort of like routed like this, but it doesn't seem to be like getting crushed. I can check. I do feel like, yeah, they're not getting pinched. So I wonder if I'm using too many gaskets. If I'm using the 1.6 PCB, am I supposed to not use one gasket? Or is it still, because so the original PCB on the website is 1.2 mil. I'm gonna check the JJW server real quick. I've never built this one, so I just want to make sure I'm right and not force it when I don't have to. Give me a sec. I thought you could compress. Yeah. So I can, but I'm just gonna double check integral. Maybe something was stuck, yeah. But hard to search their server. Okay, let me see. Maybe something was in the way though. So something does get sort of stuck here. Why? Maybe this PCB is not perfectly lined up. Okay. Okay, yeah. I think the PCB was not perfectly lined up. So I was getting like an edge catching on something. So I'm gonna try this. There is quite a bit of compression here. I think I got it this time though. Okay. There we go. Got it. Okay. It was just skill issue. But it did have it did need a good amount of press down. Yeah. There we go. All good. So sorry. Okay. Now we can put our bonbons back. Plug this bad boy, put it here. And lift this up. just make sure. Okay, that's working. Okay. All right, so let's see, keycaps, right? Let me look at the recs here. We had Gorp, Shoko, Wop, Beige. Hi, Chris. Hello, just saw you. Punelli asked, is there one of these unspoken rules in custom keycaps? I honestly just can't find the exact color that's exactly what I want anywhere, and I'm too OC to get a color that's slightly off. Okay, so you're pretty picky. There are makers who make more key set match stuff. It's kind of sometimes hard to find key set match stuff when it comes to searching on like the keycap archivist search bar, because they don't always name it after the keycap set. So you might just have to browse a little bit, but you can always, I think you can contact the makers directly and be like, oh, do you know if you happen to have made a particular colorway that matches this? I can go look for it. Or like, do you have any spares or anything like that? And they might be like, no, sorry, like we sold out, obviously. But there are makers who do a pretty good match to keycap sets. There's always the route of commissions, but that will be costly because you're basically commissioning an artist to make something for you in their own spare time, which takes away from other things. So yeah. Okay, Gorp, Wop, Shoko, Beige, Striker. Okay. All right. Let me do a poll. Poll. I'll type it with my stems here. Keycaps on ice blue integral. What was that? Gorp, Beige, Shoko, Wop, Striker. Wait, so quiet. Gasp. It's so quiet. MX Blacks are now a silent switch. Spoiling the sound test? Yeah. Oh my god. Alright, folks, go vote. Place your votes. Lots of votes for Gorp. Gorp has been definitely a favorite in the past bit. It's a very nice key set. Sorry guys, just catching up with notifications here. Man, so many keyboard servers. It's actually so hard to keep up. Top 2 should get their own poll, you think? You would rather see that? I mean, we can do it. We can do a 1-minute poll in the final. By artisanal, I don't mean artisans, just mean fancier, pricey boards. Haha, or boards with a certain boutique, elegant aesthetic to them versus the more 3D printed DIY Haka type. Alright, Gorp and Shoko had pretty close votes. I guess if Shoko had gotten all the rest of the votes, it would have been still actually one under. If I redeem pick a keycap, does the poll get nullified? No, I already started the poll, so too late. Should be doing it before the poll even starts. Alright, we can Gorp it up. I think I Gorped up a spider before. We can do it with
with this one with the alt alphas, perhaps. You snooze, you lose. Exactly. All right, Gorp it is. You shouldn't be able to redeem policy into a poll. Yeah. I mean, it just seems unfair, right? It's like, oh, I changed my mind, I'm gonna use my points. I mean, I guess it works, but I don't think it's fair. Okay, I will be right back. Oh, camera's focusing on the mic here. Are Mac, Merlin, Teja, and EPP the only streamers to do GMK sets based on their brand? I guess. Yeah. I guess so. Alright, I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. But yeah, Gorp is inspired by, I thought it was the whole, like, Arcteryx thing. Or was it the beams? Arcteryx inspo? Something like that. Diego, how do you say poppy in Korean? I actually don't know. I'm actually not sure what they're like. Shonies, help me here. What would you say? What would you say is that? Shonies is the expert. Actually, should we use some we can use some novelties as well. Okay, let's get the mods first. So backspace. I thought you spoke Korean. I'm just not sure what to say for that. I know Korean, but I don't know like everything, especially like if it's like slang. I haven't been in the dating scene for a while, so I do not know how people flirt nowadays. Real. I mean, specifically in Korean, I have no idea, bro.
Where is control? Must be in the other bag. Hey, is there a cool novelty for this? I don't think. Oh, we can do this one. Tokayo in Korean, my brain freezes when I think about Korean because so you know, it's a confession, so to speak, but I actually did not go to school for Korean. I learned it at home, and I don't have a formal education in it. It's my weakest language for sure. Yeah. My Korean is so weak compared to like any other language that I know. Where the heck is FN key? Oh, hi. Okay. Okay, so that's that. Are you open-minded? Yeah. Are you guys open-minded? But you don't leave her alone? Home day guy. So funny. All right, let's do alphas because I have not done these before. See what it looks like on HHKB. Do you have the leather jacket? Leather? No. Have I had a leather jacket? Yes. Do I have a leather jacket now? No. I got too fat, so it didn't fit me anymore. Spoil the spacebar? It's not. It's gonna sound nice, yeah. Plateless, mi favorito. I love plateless boards. They sound so good. Just in general, they tend to sound pretty nice, in my opinion. Oh, EPP. How could I not use the EPP key? Ha 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 ha. It's a nice. I think it's this was a very nicely designed novelty key. I think Yugobi was talking about people who design keycap sets after like themselves, I guess, or their brand rather. Yeah, I didn't do it because I personally don't. I don't know, just never really felt like. I mean, I put a Kiwi inspired novelty on Dolce R5X, so that's my touch. But yeah, no branded stuff for me. I personally like. I don't like the push of branded stuff onto people, you know, just in general. And so I personally like kind of not hugely into the idea, I guess. That said, you know, I do like supporting other people's work, so I don't mind it for whatever reason when other people do it, but when it comes to me doing it, I wouldn't do that to others, I think. Yeah. Diego, have you ever messed up the plate pushing in keycaps too hard? No. No, I don't think so. I don't think I've ever done that. I think Greg might be a must skip if I'm gonna be frank. That's fine. It's not for everyone. It's definitely a key set that requires a specific, like, you just gotta be into the mindset of Greg, you know? Okay, let's put some artisans on this. Speaking of which, I feel like with this blue, maybe we'll do this light blue thing. I think that's a decent enough, nice fit. Sure, the yellow looks nice on this, and then something that matches that. Toasty. Does this kind of? It's too orange, sort of. It's like it's very yellow. It's very yellow. I think that works. I think this works. Any minty artisans? Oh, you want something minty on the scape? I figured it would like match better if I did this. All right. Any EPP tut? I don't have that. I did not win. I did not win that. Sadly, I did not win the Gorp collab. Tut. Sad. Yeah, that's a sad one. I did enter for it though. But I didn't win. So it is what it is. Alright, let's try this out, shall we? Let us see here. Maybe I'll switch it to this camera. Oh, it's a little dark. Is that better? There we go. I think that's more representative of what we're seeing here. Actually, a little too bright. Maybe there. That's probably pretty good. Okay. And let me set up our mic here. Alright, there it is. You guys hear that siren in the background? There's a siren noise in the back. Okay, I think it's leaving now. Alright. Alright, I think we are good to go, right? Alright, this is the integral from JJW KB and Swagkeys. Let's give it a try. Alright. MX Blacks on plateless. It's a 1.6mm coreless FR4 PCB for this board. It's a poron gasket mount board. Here you go. Alright, I'm going to do a short one here with maybe just a slower speed because I think I typed kind of fast on that. Maybe that'll be more enjoyable. And also less desk rumble. Sorry about the desk rumble. That's something that gets me a little bit, but I don't know why I tried to set up my desk differently, but I don't have the space to mount the mic arm in a different like table space. I think a shotgun mic would be nice, but at this point I don't want to change my setup too much. Alright, let's try it a little bit slower. Oops. I thought it was gonna be over and then I misread those last few words. Okay. Sounds pretty nice. Sounds pretty good, right? Greg calls you when he's ready. You decide when to get Greg. Does sound like a keyboard. Nuclear Nachos. Hey, how's it going? Been a while since I caught a stream. You're looking good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's a very nice sound. So pretty heavily compressed poron gasket mount. But because it is plateless, there is like, you know, it feels firm from the gasket mount itself, right? But the lack of a plate kind of makes up for a good amount of soft typing feeling. And so it does have a little bit of, you know, you can see a little bit of translation there. Kind of like little bounciness on the PCB itself, right? Kind of like the you know, just like pressing hard down on the keys here, you can definitely see it bend down a little bit. But I think because the PCB tabs are pretty heavily compressed here, like with the poron gaskets rather, the vibration doesn't quite travel from, like, let's say like when I press here on the S key, it doesn't quite, you know, you don't feel the typing as much on the other side of the board. Like it's not like this vibrating back and forth like very like trampoline and just like a very like overly flexy and overly vibrating sort of like feel. So it's a pretty nice soft feel to this integral. Very nice and sturdy yet soft feeling typing experience. It's quite nice, really nice, and you get the benefit of the plateless type of sound, which is quite lovely in my opinion. All right, I think the ads are just about to hit, so I'm gonna do the mods real quick, and then you'll be hearing. I think you'll be hit with ads. So let me get through that real quickly, okay? All right, here are the mods. Very nice spacebar for sure. Really nice spacebar sound on this. Very nice case. Alright, I think the ads are gonna start, so apologies for that. Does this come in the Win key? It comes in Win key, Win keyless, and HKB, pretty sure. Yeah. Shadow the side profile? Yeah, of course. I think I will wait. Let me wait until ads done. Twitch taking forever to play them, I think. Oh, there you go. There's the ads now. Maybe in the while that I wait, I will maybe get that thumbnail picture done. And then so there's our thumbnail pic for the stream. And we'll wait for people to come back from ads in like 20 or 30 seconds. And yeah. Okay. So I think people will be back in just a little bit. Maybe like 3-4 seconds now. Okay. So welcome back for those who are in ads. Sorry about that. Twitch does its thing, but here it is. Ice Blue Integral with GMK Gorp out alphas. I missed the clacking. Okay, we can clack it again real quick. But yeah, I can clack it randomly real quick. I'll just type in. Again, I guess I can just do it. Let me stop the music. Just a quick 30-second. Quite nice. Yeah. Very, very nice sound to the board in my opinion. So yeah, there it is. There is our back. Has a reflective stainless steel polished stainless steel weight with an integral sign per the name of the board. We have bump-ons that cover some screws here. Nice touch. There are 4 additional screws here that help with the compression of the gaskets, like here and here, but they go from the top. But it's a very lovely board. I can show you from the top angle here what the board looks like. I wonder if GMK Oiler would go with this colorway. I mean, it's like, it would be like WOB, right? So, I mean, dark gray. Probably fine. Dark gray and black and white. For the mathematics theme build, yeah, I'm sure it'd go nicely. But yeah, there is our ice blue. Really nice looking color. I'm tilting it like this because it's a little bit more representative rather than it when it directly reflects the light back to you guys towards the camera. And there's our side profile. Has a kind of like a more angular cut here. So if you want to look at the profile here, it basically is a slightly inward cut like that, and then this kind of follows the actual side of the board. And there's a slight chamfer on the outer periphery, the perimeter of the board. But very, very cool. So it doesn't quite have a fully boxy look on the back side because of this cut here. Kind of cuts, does a nice rounded corner, and then you kind of get a nice not fully boxed, like boxed profile from the back. And here comes back to the side, right? So it does have a little bit to grab onto here. Not much though, it's just the thickness of the top case. The top case does have some thickness to it, which is kind of unique and pretty nice. And there you have a little front chamfer here. Not very big, not too small either though. You can kind of gauge how big that is from this angle. But it's quite nice. Hope this next board is a Laplace transform. Yeah, who knows? Might be a Lagrangian or a Hamiltonian, or something to defy the laws of thermodynamics, or yes, your favorite control systems equations. If you would like to design some filters for them. So yeah. Just got back from ads. So can we compare to Lily? I can't get to the Lily right now. The house is going quiet today, so I won't be able to do that today. Other members of the house need to go to bed, so yeah. I won't go around looking for a board. Be like, yeah. Is there a 1.6mm PCB for the integral? Yes. So this one is built with a 1.6mm coreless FR4 PCB actually. High flow chug spout Esquire. Very nice. Speaking of high flow chug spout Esquire, I should high flow chug no spout, not Esquire. There's water. Thirsty. Okay. So, I guess that pretty much concludes today's build. So yeah. I don't think. Let's see. Is there any live folks for keyboards? I don't think so. Not today. It's a Monday after all. I do not see any keyboards today. No problem. We can go raid Mr. The Jang, who is a Lego master, and also doing a May the 4th themed build, I think. Have you ever thought of designing your own keyboard? I have contemplated the thought. It would require me to learn CAD well enough, and to be very honest, I've been pretty happy like being a consumer and just like buying boards that other people design, and I've been pretty happy with the designs, and so I never felt that compelled to make my own. Yeah, both in terms of like exercising that creative liberty wasn't that enticing of an offer to me, and to learn a new skill set and to run something like that like as a project felt like a lot, so I never really jumped onto that train. Yeah, I'm sure it's fulfilling to make something for yourself and to get something out of it, but yeah, it wasn't for me. At least when I think back like over the years when I have had that thought, I was like, should I do it? I was like, no, I want to spend my time doing other things, and I'm okay being a consumer. So Remember the golden age of Twitch keep streaming in the early 2020s when there was always somebody on? That was a good time. Yeah, that's not the case anymore. People move on with their lives. At some point, I will be too. So yeah, life goes on. All right. Someone who is okay with CAD, I tried making a keycap, is just boring CAD tweaking measurements and whatnot. Yeah, I mean, you can do parametric stuff on CAD. It takes a while to set up that workflow to make it parametric, fully parametric, where you just say like certain size, certain dimensions, boom, boom, boom. Yeah, but it's tedious. So that's mainly why I never really jumped into it, I think. Alright, I shall get going. Let's go ahead and read Mr. the Jang. But once again, thank you for stopping by for tonight's stream. I do have some more client builds and whatnot to go. I'm still waiting on the Niawis, the cat-themed Alice board from Holly and being run by Keycaps. I'm still waiting for that, so I'll be building that at some point. And yeah, I think that's about it. Client builds, Niawis, and whatever else comes up. Oh, I do have the KBD fans tofu pad that I just got as well. So I'll probably put that together pretty soon. Yeah. Alright folks, I'll have to say my farewell and get ready to go to bed because I got a work day tomorrow. So I shall see you all next time. Alright? Take care. Take it easy. Have a good rest of your week. Bye. Hi, Insty. Bye.